I've got something new to go into my freeze dryer today. Pretty excited about it. This is something I've definitely been wanting to try out in my freeze dryer for a very long time and have just not come across the chance to do it. But last night we had a big church Christmas party that happened and we ended up with a ton of leftover food. So I got to take some home and we are gonna put it in the freeze dryer to preserve it. One huge reason why I love owning a freeze dryer is that when you have leftover foods, you can preserve them without having to take up space in your fridge or freezer. Because if you are anything like me, your freezer is always fairly full. So I love having options that I can run in the freeze dryer and then my food can store on the shelves and not be in my freezer taking up space there. Are you ready to see what we're putting in the freeze dryer? We have a ton of beans here. They're pinto beans cooked. They're not blended up fully like refried style, but similar. So we are gonna try to freeze dry these and see how they turn out. I want to get my freeze dryer cooling down before I start working on getting the beans onto my trays. So I am just going to hit customize. I'm resetting everything, and the standard settings on your machine is just what I'm gonna go with, except I always increase my extra dry time to like 7 hours. I do this for if it happens to end in the middle of the night or something, it's just gonna keep drying your food, and then I can get to it when I get up the next day. So we hit start, and we wait a 15-minute cool down process. Let's get over here and load up my trays. Here are my beans. That huge bowl magically fit perfectly on my 4 trays. Just keep in mind your trays hold about 2.5 pounds of food per tray. And I'm just kind of guesstimating here. I think we are fine. And I am not pre-freezing. You can certainly pre-freeze and that will give you a shorter run in your freeze dryer, but we're just sticking it in and letting the freeze dryer do all the work. All right, the beans are loaded up. They've started the freezing process. So I will keep you guys updated on how long these take to run in the freeze dryer. This is a good time to tell you if you are interested in purchasing a freeze dryer. I have an affiliate link in the video description below. You can click there, shop for freeze dryers. They are still doing a Black Friday sale until December 15th. So based on when I get this video out, you may still have time to cash in on that Black Friday sale. So just throwing that out there. The link's in the video description. They also have accessories for your freeze dryer. If you're already a freeze dryer owner, they've got accessories and stuff there. If you need more trays, tray lids, tray liners. The liners I use, I get from Amazon, and I will also have those linked in the video description if that's something you're in the market for. Okay, I will catch you guys sometime tomorrow or the next day when these are done. And I will have to take you guys outside to check out the snow. We have gotten some more snow here in Alaska, because that's what Alaska does. It snows. Yay. Welcome back, friends. It is a couple of days later from when I started these beans and they are ready to come out of the freeze dryer. They have been in the freeze dryer for 39 hours. This was a very long run. They needed to fully freeze and do the full freeze drying process, and there was a lot of food on these trays. So that's why it took so long. It did do the full extra 7-hour extra dry time that I computed it in because it finished while I was at school teaching today. And so that's why it went a little longer than it probably needed to, but it's all good. I got to substitute in my daughter's 4th grade class today and yesterday. I've been in there for 2 days. I might be in there tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but it's been pretty fun, but also challenging. I don't know if any of you are teachers out there or substitute teachers. Kids like to try to push buttons with substitutes. I know her regular teacher, she's a great teacher, and the kids know that she does not let them break the rules. And I think with me, they're trying to break the rules. But it's okay. They are great kids, and for the most part, everything went okay. A kid lost a tooth in class. Apparently that's something that happens all the time in the elementary school, is kids losing teeth, which just cracks me up. Kind of disgusting, but a part of life. So that was eventful. My plan for storing these beans is to use mason jars. I've been enjoying the mason jars lately for storing my freeze-dried food. It's so nice to just be able to look and see what you have. Mylar bags are great for long-term storage when it's just like my emergency food or pre-done meals. I like to do them in the Mylar bags, but sometimes it's really convenient to have them in the jars so you can see what's there, and it helps me actually use the food. So let's get these out and then we will jar them up. Here is how the beans look right out of the freeze dryer. It's really nice to use a tray liner because then they don't stick to the tray. And you can just see that they just crumble apart. They are completely dry, airy, and crumble. That's how we want it to look. Okay, I did not pull out nearly enough mason jars, so I filled 3 mason jars and 3 of these bags. These bags I put oxygen absorbers in, and all that I have left to do is heat seal the top with my heat sealer. The heat sealer comes with your freeze dryer when you purchase one. For the jars, I am going to vacuum seal the lids on tight so that it helps remove most of the air in here. You can throw an oxygen absorber in here too to give you just better insurance on your food. Let me know if when you are storing your freeze-dried food in mason jars, do you usually throw in an oxygen absorber? I have seen people who always put in oxygen absorbers in their jars. Some people, if you don't have a vacuum sealer, only use oxygen absorbers and don't even vacuum seal it, which that's an option also. Other people just vacuum seal, don't use oxygen absorbers. Other people do both. Let me know what your favorite method is. I have used eggs from mason jars that were only vacuum sealed, no oxygen absorbers, and they are still fresh and fine, and it has been a few years that they have been on the shelf. So I know you're definitely good for a few years with just vacuum sealing. But for longer term, do you need the oxygen absorber? Let me know if you're the expert. I am not the expert. I'm just showing what I'm doing, and then I love to learn from you guys too, to get any extra advice and tips, because you guys are always the best and have awesome information and help for me, and then I can help share it with others too. I'm gonna go vacuum seal these. I'm gonna heat seal the tops of my bags. I'm gonna do that off camera because that's not exciting at all. I do, before I go, want to take you outside and show you all of the snow that we have gotten last night and today. It's been kind of crazy. Funny story, after school today, 2 of our buses were like 30 minutes late even getting to the school. And then one bus tried to leave full of kids, has to travel up a hill once it gets to a certain road, could not make it up that hill. So the poor bus driver had to come down, turn around, and just took the kids back to school. When I left the school at 4:30, that's an hour after dismissal, a group of kids were still on this bus. And they were waiting for parents to come pick them up. That is just something we deal with here in Alaska. I'm sure many of you have had similar experiences if you are an Alaskan like myself, or if you live in other cold climates. I moved to Alaska from Arizona, where we have never had to deal with bus driving issues. I remember as a kid on a bus in elementary school in Arizona, there was no air conditioning, and it was hotter than Hades riding on that bus. But today, those Arizona kids have air-conditioned buses, so they can consider themselves lucky. Here in Alaska, they need heated buses, and they have that, which is a blessing. But it's just funny, all the new things that we have learned to deal with since moving to Alaska. But it's been so fun. It's just full of new, exciting challenges. But We're learning all the things. So I want to show you how much snow we got out in our backyard. And then I will catch you guys next time. So my sweet son Lincoln here just offered to shovel our whole back porch. He's gonna show you all the snow he shoveled. Hold it nice and steady. Watch where you're showing.
I made this mound right here, like where it's all dirty. These two mounds, and a mound right over here.
Show that, point it to the trailer. Show how full the trailer is.
Look how full the trailer is.
That trailer was cleaned out a few weeks ago, so we've definitely gotten over a foot of snow since then. Wow.
Yeah!
How much money did you earn for shoveling the porch?
$5.
Whoop, whoop. I mean, that's a ton of snow out there, and it's still snowing. Yay. We aren't sure if they're gonna cancel school tomorrow because the roads out there are pretty gnarly. Who knows if they're gonna have time to get them all plowed before school. They usually send people out at like 5:30 in the morning to survey how the roads are looking. And if they're looking bad, then they cancel school and send out text messages and emails and stuff to all of the families. So we will wait and see. I forgot to mention, to reconstitute those refried beans, all you're going to do is add hot water to them. I am not the type of person who's gonna sit there and measure and weigh and do all the calculations to get the exact amount of water that was removed from the food. Okay, my son just turned my lighted sweater on, so now I'm glowing and blinking. But I'm just never gonna take the time to do that. Some people do, and that's awesome, but not me. So I just add a bit of warm water, stir it around, let it sit for 10 minutes. If it looks like the consistency I want, then you're good to go. You got nice, hot, warm beans. If it looks like it needs more water, then just add a little bit more if they're a little too dry still. Or if they get too wet, you could add more beans, and then that'll balance it out. That's just what I like to do. Lincoln, what are we gonna say?
Bye-bye.
Bye, see you on the next video. Hit the subscribe button.
Leave a comment and like.
Thumbs up if you liked the video. See you on the next one. Bye, friends.
Bye.